Welcome, fellas, to the Captain Saver Bro Show, episode 43. How to be a real one. What your father never taught you, part 2. Yes, I got to dig in your chest today, fellas. But first, before we get into that, guys, this episode is brought to you by the Players Club at theplayersclub.vip. This is my private, exclusive men's community where we chop up game, a private, exclusive community of like-minded men sharing game, learning from each other. We also meet twice a month. So get on there, click the link that's in the bio, the description, the chat, wherever you see this at, the Players Club link. Join. It's only $25 a month. You can meet with me twice a month. You also get discounts on one-on-one coaching, a 50% discount on one-on-one coaching, which my price is going up. My rates are going up, and the guys in the Players Club, though, will keep these same rates. So you get discounts on that. You also get discounts on all of my courses, all of my summits that I do. You guys are going to get discounts on all of that stuff. So join the Players Club. Also coming soon, I'm going to start posting how-to videos or video requests, basically. So if you're a guy in there, you have a video request on some how-to shit on breaking down the game or whatever, I'm going to be posting those exclusively for there. I haven't had the time to block off to make that separate content because I'm so busy bringing you guys to shows and the daily content. But soon I'm going to block off some time to start shooting the videos, the exclusive videos for the private group. So be on the lookout for that. That's in the Players Club, theplayersclub.vip. Go join now. This episode is also brought to you by my free class. Yes, fellas, my free class is back. My free class is back. 3 secrets to make a woman fall in love with you. 3 secrets to make a woman fall in love with you is absolutely free. Click the link in the bio, the link in the chat, or the link in the description. You go there by going to howtomakeawomanfallinlovewithyou.com. I know that's long, but howtomakeawomanfallinlovewithyou.com. Howtomakeawomanfallinlovewithyou.com. Go there, sign up. There's only 300 seats available, and seats are filling up very, very, very fast. I have a large audience, so this platform only hosts so many can only host so many seats. So make sure you guys get on there now, howtomakeawomanfallinlove.com, or go to Instagram and send me a message on Instagram at King Dreism, KingDreism, KingDreism. Send me a message that says secrets. This class, when you take the advice from this class, when you take these secrets and you implement them, you're going to see immediate results. I can guarantee you immediate results when you implement what I teach you in this class. It's absolutely free. Howtomakeawomanfallinlovewithyou.com. Also, guys, like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you can get this good player-ish fresh off the press. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, if you're listening on Spotify, write me a review and go ahead and follow and subscribe. Also, guys, follow me on all social media at King Dreism, KingDreism. Any social media platform, I'm on there at King Dreism. King Dreism, excuse me, KingDreism. Now, I know you guys are waiting. Let's get straight into this game. Let's get into this man shit. How to be a real one. A real one meaning a real dude, a real respectable dude. This is what your father should have taught you. Part 2. Go check out part 1. So, I'm doing this episode, man, because I've been getting what spawned me doing this episode is because I get a lot of guys send me things and send me people's beefs in this sphere, and they want my opinions and my take on it. And I always respond to them. That's not my business. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me. And it makes me go back to a place to where, I was taught certain things. And, I was taught certain things as a young man when I was very young on how to survive and how to mesh well with other men, and specifically alpha men. This, of course, we didn't call it alpha men back in the days. but how to survive and how to thrive amongst real dudes. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the things that I was always taught: mind your fucking business. But in seeing that, and seeing these conflicts that's been going on, seeing all this shit, I'm seeing a lot of people, a lot of young guys. I'm realizing a lot of young guys are watching a lot of the tomfoolery between people. I'm seeing that a lot of young guys are watching a lot of goofy people. I'm seeing a lot of young guys following a lot of people who are leading them nowhere, basically. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys don't know how to carry themselves as men. These guys don't know the principles of being a man. These guys don't understand how to carry themselves around real dudes and around women. And, these guys don't really have principles. And it's a lot of it going. This has been a thing in the manosphere. It's just lately a lot of the drama that's been going on with who the fuck what's the latest shit? MLD, with his shit going on off all over the place. I've been preached shit. All this shit is just coming about. And a lot of this is centered around, again, young guys seeing goofiness, right? Young guys seeing goofiness, and men fighting or men engaging in conflict isn't goofy. That's not the goofy shit. But there's certain behaviors that I want you guys to be mindful of. And again, I'm the type of person to where, you may ask me a question, and although it's surface, I think very deeply. So although guys wanted to know my take on a certain situation, and I told them it wasn't my fucking business, that got me to thinking deeply about how I was raised and, how I was groomed as far as, being around real dudes, OGs schooling me and shit like that, teaching me how to behave and how to survive and how to thrive amongst men. You understand? So I just started thinking deep, and I said, you know what? It's time to do a part 2 to that, because I want to teach these young guys how to carry themselves, because a lot of these situations that you see these guys in, they wouldn't be in these situations if they knew how to carry themselves. Now, I'm not saying that trouble won't come your way, because trouble comes to everybody. Bad days always come. You can never have sunshine without rain. But a lot of the stuff, a lot of the things that happen in your life as a man don't have to happen to you. And a lot of it is the direct result of the way that you behave. You don't have to have women, you don't have to have women mistreat you. You don't have to have friends doing this to you. You don't have to be in shitty situations. You don't have to get the worst that life have to offer. You don't have to get the worst that life have to offer, or you don't have to be subject to these shitty situations all of the time. But the reason that you are is because of the way that you carry yourself as a man. You understand? So that's why I wanted to do this. I was fortunate enough to, have, some good G's in my ear, on down from my mom to my the people in my family. I was taught how to, carry myself into the world. Now, when I got to my late teens, I started to become a lot more arrogant, especially when I started carrying guns. I started to become a lot more arrogant. I started to become almost like, very rebellious. Can't nobody tell me shit. And I started to find myself in a lot of bad situations. And I ultimately went to prison. Right? I ultimately went to prison. Got locked up a bunch of times, but just one time, this was, I got to go sit my ass down somewhere. I told you guys about the story about the guy who when I was in the county jail, the older guy who took me up under his wing, right? So I got a lot of game from him on how to be more respectful, because I'm coming from the streets, and I'm used to running with my homies, got my gun on me all the time. I'm just whatever. It's easy to get away from conflict on the streets, or it's easy to avoid people, or it's easy to I don't want to say run away from your issues, but it's easy to distract yourself in the streets. Sometimes you can get into situations like jail or prison, and you have to deal with the shit that you put out there. You're going to have to deal with that. There's no running away from that at all. And so, he was teaching me this. This older guy was teaching me this type of shit. Like, you gotta not humble yourself, but tone it down a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? Tone it down. That wild shit ain't gonna get you nowhere. And it was all cool. The county jail is the county jail. That's one thing. But when I got sent to prison, it was a different ball game, and that's when I knew that this is real. I started to, I was around men who was never getting out of prison, who will kill you for the slightest bit of disrespect. So before this, I was kind of disrespectful. I don't want to say I was disrespectful, but I was smoke first. And so if it was conflict, I would disrespect you so it could be smoke, right? It's disrespectful like that, playful like that. Now, have I met my match a couple times? Of course. Of course I've met my match. There's a couple guys who got the best of me, right? There's a couple guys who got the best of me physically and mentally, and shout out to them. But, when I got to prison, it started to click to me like, man, like you can lose your life over nothing, like over basic respect, over walking through somebody's bunk. You in a dorm and you got bunks lined up, just walking through somebody's bunk or going to sit in the wrong place, or, just the littlest thing that people will kill you over, right? And the littlest thing, any goofy shit or saying the wrong shit or, behaving a certain type of way, and you can lose your respect. And then now people don't respect you. Your face not good no more. You see what I'm saying? And so I learned then as a young man, at 20 years old, 21 years old, how to thrive amongst men, like, dangerous men, right? How to thrive amongst dangerous men, and also how to, if need be, deal with situations, on all type of levels. You understand what I'm saying? I learned then how to resolve conflicts peacefully, or how to take it there. I've been taking it there. And I'm not going to say that I was just got this fucking toughest dude on the block or this toughest dude, because I'm not saying that, but I've been always willing to go there. But when I was locked up, I learned how to like go there for real. You understand? How the element of surprise, like real warfare and shit. So, all in all, I'm saying all that to say that, I was unfortunate and fortunate enough to be in scenarios to teach me how to behave around real respectable men and real dangerous men, and men with power, men with real power. You understand what I'm saying? How to carry myself like a king and how to carry myself to command respect. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of you guys don't have that, and this is what I want to teach you, and this is what this episode is about today, how to get and maintain the respect of men, respectable men, not bitch-ass dudes, but respectable men. You ever see these guys that's always in shit and people attacking them, or people, men are always coming at them, throwing shade to them? That's because they're not respected. These men don't respect them. Men don't attack people that they respect. Men don't try to tear down people who they respect, even if they don't like them, because you can have people who don't like you, but they respect you. You understand? It's people who I don't like, but I respect them as people. I respect them as men, and I'm pretty sure it's a bunch of people who don't like me, but they respect me as a man. You understand? And they respect where I'm coming from with it. And respect will take you a long way, but a lot of you guys don't know how to carry yourself in a way to garner that respect, right? So you got to ask yourself, start asking yourself, do men actually respect you? Do men respect you? Do your peers respect you? Not tolerate you, but respect you. Do you get respect? Do you get respect from real dudes? Do you get respect from, the people that everybody else respect? Do powerful men respect you? You look in this space, man, I get respected by some of the most powerful people. A lot of people that y'all know pay homage to me, man. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not the most famous, and I don't want to be the most famous, but I get a lot of respect, in these internet streets and in real life. I get respect, but that's because of the way that I carry myself. I carry myself a certain type of way to command that level of respect. I'm talking about high level people in different industries, from entertainers to movie stars to investors to a lot of people respect me. I chop it up with a lot of people and they have my respect, that we're able to exchange value and all type of shit. I don't broadcast my relationships with people, and I don't throw people's names out there to, oh, well, I'm cool with this person. I don't have to do all that, but well respected, man. Well respected. So that's what you want to know. You want to know, do men respect you? And when you're looking at your favorite content creator, right? If you're looking for a mentor by way of content creation, you always want to look at, do your research on these people. Do people respect them? Do they have the respect of men? Do men disrespect them? Are men disrespecting them? Regardless if they get into a conflict or not. It's one thing to get into a conflict with a person, right? Conflict is inevitable, but in this conflict, is that person being respected by other men? Do the men that everybody respect this person? You always want to look at that. If this person don't have no respect, then this is not a person that you should be looking after or looking up to or even following, because you're going to follow them to, your fate, if that makes sense. So you always want to know and ask yourself, do men actually respect you? And that's what you want. You want the respect of respectable men. You understand? And again, respect will carry you a long fucking way in life. I got some keys for you on how to build yourself into a respectable man so that people respect you, men respect you, women respect you, the game respects you, right? First and foremost, you got to respect the game. I'm going to do a whole episode on that. Respecting the game. That's basically following the rules of the game, following the rules of life, following the rules and the laws of life, respecting the game. You got to respect the game. I'm not going to go get too deep into that today. Maybe I'll do a whole show about it, but you always got to respect the game. Now, that's not the first one. That's just a sidebar. But first and foremost, man, you got to mind your fucking business. As a man, you have to mind your fucking business. You have to mind your business. Now, it's one thing to stand up for social causes or things that you may feel unjust, and you want change, and you want to change certain things, and you want to, do your thing in that regard because something affects you and it affects your community. That's one thing. But to interject yourself into other people's bullshit is catty and it's kind of bitch shit. And, you always have to be mindful to mind your fucking business. And this is something that I picked up, my whole life. I was always taught, we taught as kids, mind your fucking business, mind your business. That ain't your business. I teach my kids that. I teach my sons that. He try to go tell her what his brother doing and all. It's mind your fucking business. That ain't your fucking business. Mind your business. You understand what I'm saying? I was just taught to mind your business. And in the streets, man, you can die from that. You can die from interjecting yourself into two people's conflict. That ain't got nothing to do with you. But you want drama, you want conflict. And so you get in the middle of some shit. You get in the middle of people's beef, and now that's your problem now. You see, and you fuck around and get into the wrong people's shit. You fuck around and interject yourself into the wrong situation. Some people will dirt you behind that. You understand what I'm saying? So that was always, the thing in the streets. Mind your fucking business, man. If you want to survive, mind your business. Stay out the way. Keep your head low. Keep your nose out of people's shit. You understand? See no evil, hear no evil, speak no fucking evil. You feel me? You guys got to learn to mind your fucking business, especially with trivial bullshit like two men fighting each other. And again, that's what inspired this episode, man. Guys kept sending me this shit and about these people beefing, this people beefing, and I'm like, that shit don't got nothing to do with me, bro. That shit don't got nothing to do with me. That shit don't have nothing to do with me. If don't nobody call my name, if don't nobody disrespect me, don't stop sending me other people's bullshit because I don't think about it. I don't even care. I may watch it for drama and laughs, but outside of that, it means nothing to me. It don't affect my life in no way, which way, fashion, or form. You understand what I'm saying? It's like I come from a world, man, well, let's say me and somebody else arguing. Me and somebody else arguing over dice, or over the video game, or over a sale, or whatever we arguing about. If you laugh, or if you ooh and ah, or if you fucking got something to say, or if you trying to instigate, it becomes your problem too. Now you got to see me too. So now you have a problem too. You understand what I'm saying? And you don't want to keep creating problems from yourself. You don't want to keep creating problems for yourself because you interjecting yourself and sticking your nose where it don't fucking belong. You don't know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? Oh, what's your thoughts on this? What's your thoughts on this person saying this about this person? It ain't my fucking business. These are two grown people who can handle their own motherfucking candles. They don't got nothing to do with me. I wish you guys would stop sending me shit. And don't even send me shit about people talking about sneak dissing me. Because a lot of you guys send me stuff with people sneak dissing me. Listen, whoever sneak dissing me, whatever somebody's saying subliminally, it's not my business. If they wanted it to be my business, they would put an address on it. So if a motherfucker don't have an address on it, if a person don't have an address on that shit, I don't care to address that shit. I'm not even gonna watch it. I don't care. The BOA dude, Dr. BOA dude, you know, and this ain't no diss to him, you know, shout out to him. It's all respect. You know, he ended up taking it down. But the only reason I said something about that is because he had my picture on his fucking thumbnail. You understand what I'm saying? He put my picture on his thumbnail, so you know I said something about it. But other than that, if a person is, you know, and he responded to my video too, but he had a picture of my thumbnail, and he was saying stuff that was kind of slick. So you know I addressed that as that. I don't mind somebody critiquing my work. If I put my work out there, I don't mind anybody critiquing it. It's just the slick shit and the jabs and shit. We ain't doing that. You know, we're not doing that, but, you know, I don't have a problem with people critiquing, but I spoke on that because he put my picture up there. You see what I'm saying? But outside of that, man, anybody fucking, you know, sneak this, and I don't care. That ain't my business. You know, if a person ain't man enough to say, address me head on and address me aggressively, or not even aggressively, but assertively address me, then what am I going to waste my time responding? I ain't responding to no hoes. I ain't responded to no bitch. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, pardon me. Let me get that out of the way because I just probably distracted some of y'all. But, you know, I'm not. Stop sending me shit. Stop sending me that shit. You know, unless a motherfucker putting my name on it and all that. Other than that, I don't really care. But mind your business, man. Keep your nose out of shit. Keep your nose clean. That way, when it's time for you to have a problem, then you can address your problem, and all your energy ain't spent being in people's fucking business. You know, there's one time, I will say that there's one time that I did do that and I shouldn't have, and I felt bad about doing it. I felt funny. I felt wrong about doing it. And the only reason I'm not taking it down, the only reason I won't take it down is because I already put it out there and fuck it. You understand? But when Fresh and Fit and Abba and Preach got into it, I kind of not jumped in the middle of it, but I kind of put my opinions out there. Yeah, I could have, you know, I was teaching you things. I was teaching you guys lessons from it. But at the end of the day, that's something that I should have stayed out of. And I knew that doing that, and I shouldn't have did that. You know, and I typically don't do stuff like that. As you guys can see, none of my company, I have almost 2,000 videos, and the 99.9% of it is about the game. It's about the game. It ain't about what two people got going on. You know, again, that's just how I was raised. And if you want to be respected as a man, if you want to for men to respect you and hold you in high regard, you can't be the dude who in everybody fucking business like a hood rat hoe, like a hood rat bitch. You don't want people to be looking at you like, oh, he in somebody else's business. You see, and then people can't trust you. Men won't be able to trust you because it's like you always playing different sides. You always playing different sides. You always got drama. So I can't tell you nothing because all you is full of fucking drama. I can't even let you in. I can't even let you in because you just nothing but drama. I can't let you in. I can't put you in my game room. I can't motherfucking, when I say my game room, god damn. When I say my game room, I mean put you in, like let you know what's going on with me and what's going on in my mind. You're a drama queen. You know, typically when you see men in people's business like that and everybody's business, they drama queens, man, or clout queens. They want to talk about other people's beefs, you know, for clout and clicks and shit. I'm not selling my soul like that. So, you know, whatever happens between this content creator and that content creator is their fucking business. Stop sending me that shit. Stop sending me that shit. I don't care. I don't fucking care, you know? And shout out to everybody doing their thing, but you don't want to be the man or the guy who, you know, is the drama queen bitch. And when men think of you like, this dude always in somebody's fucking business, that make you look like a hoe. So always keep that in mind. Now, the second key and the second thing that I want you to take away from this is representation, fellas. Representation. Understand, as a man, you have a duty to represent the people that fuck with you. You know, I know we're in this selfish culture where we do as we want, and I'm gonna just do and say what I want, which is fine, cool. Be what's congruent. Be as congruent as your heart allows you to be to your heart. And I am. However, I'm still mindful of the things that I do and the things that I say, and not being and saying and doing goofy shit, not being no goofy, because at the end of the day, I have children that I represent, bro. The same way y'all get on women, the same way that y'all get on women about posting OnlyFans because the kids gonna see it and all this shit, your behavior and the things that you do and the things that you say, it affects other people. It embarrasses your mother. It embarrasses your friends. It embarrasses your company. It embarrasses your employees. It embarrasses your employer. It embarrasses your spouse or your girlfriends. You see what I'm saying? You have to be mindful of the shit that you're doing and saying. You guys about be out here doing buster shit, goofy shit, just living, just doing God knows what. You got to be careful, bro, because you represent people. And especially if you call yourself a leader and you call yourself a king and you got people that follow you. And I'm not saying just a social media following, but if you got a business and you got people that work up under you, or you got a family, or you have little brothers, or, you know, you the popular guy in your school, or you the popular guy in your neighborhood, or you have a group of friends, or you have whatever, you lead a club, or even the fucking book club, or the video game clan, or whatever the fuck. You got people that you represent, bro. You represent the people who fuck with you. You represent the people, you know, you represent the people who follow you. And you're supposed to represent them right. That's what a king does. Kings don't do goofy shit. When you see the king, he's carrying himself in a way that commands respect. He's not doing goofy shit. And saying goofy shit and just doing the first thing on his mind and saying shit for clout and doing shit for clout just to fucking do it, to get attention. Why? Because he represents his kingdom. He represents the people in his kingdom, and he represents his family. He represents his court. He represents his mistresses, his bitches, his wife, the queen, the children. You understand? You got to start moving like that. And when men see that you move like that, when men see that you carry yourself a certain type of way, men will respect you. You know, you guys think that it's about being violent, and you guys think that it's about having fucking muscles. That's, again, man, I hate that we only teach, not we, because I teach real shit, but I hate that the majority of this shit is just surface level bullshit. It has nothing to do with character and character building. You understand what I'm saying? But when men see you, you want them to see you as a guy that's representing right. You know, when you do or when you say goofy shit, when you do or you say bad things, you embarrass your people. You make your mother look bad, bro. You make your father look bad. You make your grandmothers look bad. You make your family look bad when you out here saying dumb shit, saying goofy shit, being disrespectful. doing shit for attention and all this shit, you make people look bad and you embarrass them, bro. You put your children up for embarrassment. You put your woman in the line of fire. You understand? You put your woman in the line of fire. Now people doxing your family. Now people want to see your girlfriend lose her job. People calling your parents' job and all this. Like, this is what you do when you do goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? When you represent your folks wrong. Represent yourself well. Not only yourself, but represent your people well, like a real leader would. You understand? I'm not saying smoke can't come my way. I'm not saying, bullshit can't come my way, because it do. But I represent my people good, bro. On camera and off camera. I'm not in the streets doing dumb shit, goofy shit. I'm not in the streets, out here doing stupid shit with women and being stupid with women and doing dumb shit and getting myself caught up in all type of bullshit with women. That's on the camera and off the camera, because off the camera, I represent y'all. Off the camera, I represent y'all. So when I do some goofy shit and your girl see that you follow me, she gonna think you goofy too. That's how this works. People gonna think you goofy for listening to me. If I'm goofy and I do goofy shit off camera, I do the same shit I preach on this motherfucker. I live off. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect for a long shot, but I'm far from a dude who do buster shit. Disrespect people, take from people, burn my bridges, be a big old simp, let people take advantage of me. Nothing that's busterific. I don't do none of that shit. I carry myself a certain type of way, on the mic and off. And men respect that. It ain't the fact. Men don't respect the fact because I may take it there with them violently or physically. And again, I lost my train of thought earlier. Let's get back on that for a second. I'm glad I came back around to that. But you guys think that, having muscles and being able to violence is what gets people to respect you. Don't nobody give a fuck about that. Listen, man, this country has something called guns. Guns and a will. And don't nobody respect that. The person will dirt you, man. If you're not willing to kill nobody, don't nobody respect that. Don't nobody respect your muscles. You could bench 300 pounds all day. You get hit with that 40, it's over. Nigga put that pipe on you, you done. So don't nobody respect that, bro. Not no real motherfuckers anyway. And again, this community teaches that community, not this one over here. This the player shit over here. This the real shit. Teaches a lot of men surface level bullshit. Be jacked and all this shit. Yeah, you want to be healthy and shit, but where's the character development? Where's representing yourself like a real dude? Where's that advice? You understand? But anyway, back to what I was saying. You wanna when you want guys to look at you, you want them to see that, okay, this dude represent his shit well. He represent his people well. And also, man, people, when you're in business, for my guys who want to be entrepreneurs and for my guys who want to be in business, you have to be mindful that, if you're not representing yourself well, people don't want to be a part of you. People don't want to be a part of that brand. And, let's just say, for example, I'm not going to associate with nobody who's known for doing goofy shit. Like I don't even want to go on their platform because I don't want to be associated with that. I don't want to advertise your shit. I don't want you to advertise on my shit or nothing. That's just like, you see a lot of the times these big companies, they pull their sponsorship from these athletes and these entertainers when they do and say goofy shit that's unnecessary because it makes these sponsors look bad. Because these sponsors are supporting it essentially by funding it. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times these guys do this goofy shit and they lose their bag because these companies stand to lose a lot of money behind supporting goofy shit. And a lot of the times people, try to cover up goofy shit with the First Amendment, which is the First Amendment. Cool. I think everybody should be able to express themselves, as but that comes with responsibility. And if you do goofy shit, people gonna treat you like you goofy. If you do and say buster shit, people gonna, you're gonna have to deal with that. So yeah, First Amendment, but there's consequences to the things and that you say and that you do. So you have to be mindful of that, But, you want to represent yourself and you want to represent your people. When you out here doing goofy shit, you fuck up the people, you fuck up, your network. You make your network look bad. You fuck their bread up. You see what I'm saying? Let's just say me, right? And let's say me, I'm cool with Afi, I'm cool with Lucario, and they publicly endorse me. Steve the Dean shout me out all the time. They publicly endorse me. They fuck with me. Not to say that I'm responsible for making them look good, but I represent my network. I represent the people who fuck with me. So when I go out and I do some goofy shit, or I do some buster shit, or I get myself in some shit that I don't need to be in by being dumb, then that makes them look bad. That makes my peers look bad. That make my network look bad. And remember, man, as heavy as the head that wears a crown. And if you want to wear a crown, if you want that respect as a man, that shit is heavy. Heavy as the head that wears a crown. You have to take what comes with that. And what comes with that is responsibility. And this is a part of responsibility, representation, in the way that you representing yourself and the way that you represent everybody that fuck with you. You see what I'm saying? So just be mindful of that. And I know a lot of content creators listening to me too, because, why wouldn't they? Because I got that real shit. But, for the guys that's watching me, the content creators that watch me, who soak up game, be mindful of this. Be mindful of what you're saying when you go on them podcasts, what you doing, how you treating people, because you making your network look bad. Think before you say something. Think before you do something. And if you don't want that responsibility of a man, of a king, of a leader, if you don't want that, it's fine. You don't have to take it. But don't get mad when people treat you like the buster that you are, when people treat you like the goofy that you are. You can't get mad. You can't have it both ways. If you want to be looked at as a certain type of way, then you have to bear the responsibility that comes with that. You understand? So just be mindful of that. Representation. Now, next, if you want to, how to be a real dude, how to be a real one. The next key is you're supposed to express yourself. Express yourself tactfully. Do it with tact. Have some decency. Have some decorum about about the way that you do things. You see what I'm saying? I see a lot of people when they get mad at people or when they get mad, they say the first thing that come out their mouth. They do the first thing that come out their mouth. Yeah, you expressing your anger, but it's different ways to express yourself. You don't have to express yourself in that way. You don't have to lose your temper. You don't have to be a man of intemperance and fucking losing control and not having control over the things that come out of your mouth. So it's okay to express yourself, right? But do so tactfully. Watch what you say when you get angry or when you get embarrassed. Watch what you say. Right? Watch what you do. Control your fucking tongue, because people never forget the things that you say and how it made them feel. People never forget it. Your woman don't forget it. Your homies don't forget it. People do not forget. They say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I wish that was true, but that's not true. That's not true. I don't care how strong a person is. You have a brain that hears and processes, period. Now, should we, be half thick skin? Yeah, that's cool and that's dandy. However, you still don't want to be the goofy to just just flying off at the handle when you get mad. And a lot of times people mistake guys like that for being real. Like, oh, he's real because he say what's on his mind. No, that don't make you real, because you lack control. Because you lack control and not being able to control what comes off your mouth when you're emotional. That don't make you real because you say whatever on your fucking mind. That don't make you real. That make you goofy, actually. That make you goofy. It makes you, intemperate. It makes you, lack emotional control. You see what I'm saying? That's what it makes you. It makes you erratic. It makes you irrational when you do that. Just like the women that y'all claim that do that. It makes you that too. It don't make you real because you say the first thing on your fucking mind. I hate when people say that. Oh, he real. He say whatever he feel. He say whatever on his mind. That's busted shit. You're supposed to be able to control yourself. You express yourself, but you don't say the first thing on your mind. You express yourself in a way, if you have to express yourself, you want to be felt, right? And, you want to be felt, but, I'm not saying to avoid conflict. I'm not saying to duck smoke. I'm not saying to not express anger. What I'm saying is don't be the guy who just rambles because he's upset or scared or mad. You understand what I'm saying? If it got to be smoke, let it be smoke. You understand what I'm saying? If it got to be smoke, let it be smoke. If it have to, come to violence, let it come to violence if it have to. I always try to avoid violence. You always want to try to avoid violence at all costs. A lot of these guys think that that's what they want. They think that it's cool, and I'm seeing a lot of guys in this space. I keep saying this space. I'm not a part of this space. Well, I guess I am, right? I don't know. I just hate it. I hate it. I wish I could separate myself from all that shit, which I do, but it's just still like everything is so intertwined and interconnected. But I'm seeing a lot of guys say things like, especially the white guys, say things like, oh, you got to be able to commit violence and have the ability to, and all this shit. Like, bro, just people who come from violence don't ever want to see it again, bro. Violence for the receiver and the giver is very traumatizing. I don't care if a fuck how strong of a man you are. That's why many men go to war, and not the men that go over there and this should be whatever, but the men who be in the bullshit. Most of them come back, if not all of them come back a little bit different. Violence for the aggressor and violence for the victim is traumatizing. Ask me how I know. So what I'm saying is you guys have to be mindful. You guys think that this shit is cool, but anybody who's touting violence and you got to be violent and get in the gym and learn how to, you're supposed to learn how to defend yourself. But you see a lot of these guys say this shit like, oh, you got to be able to be violent and all this shit. As a man, you must be able to be violent and all that shit. You're supposed to think. You're also always supposed to defend yourself. I'm not saying don't learn how to defend yourself, but violence is not cool, bro. It's not cool. And anybody who's ever been in violence, I'm talking about real shit, not no little bullshit fist fight in high school, no little bullshit 30-second fight in high school or 10-second fight in high school. I'm not talking about that. Or not getting jumped by 10 people. When you get jumped by 10 people, you really don't feel it because how all 10 of them hitting you at the same time. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about real violence. I'm talking about real blood. I'm talking about hurting people for real. I'm talking about being hurt for real. When you come from that, bro, you don't want to ever see that again. I see a lot of fighters, guys who fight, like really fight in the UFC, like been in that ring. They always, I be on Twitter and I see these guys a lot. They always debunk the theory of, learning jiu-jitsu and fighting in the street fight and what to do in a street fight. I be reading the comments when a lot of these viral fight videos go viral, and you'll see some of these guys who've been in the UFC or been, in mixed martial arts all their life. And those guys' advice is always to get away from a fight as fast as you can. That's what those guys always say because they know. But these guys, these goofy ass motherfuckers who think that, I don't know what they thinking, but just don't have no idea about what they talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. And again, this is. I see this more so with a lot of the white guys, with a lot of the white creators. It ain't on no racist shit. It's just an observation. I see that. A lot of those guys come from clean backgrounds. And so they get older and they think that, they think that, okay, this is what it is. And it really ain't. Again, anybody that comes from that world, anybody that comes from violence, that has seen violence and has been, inflicted violence onto others or have been a victim of violence for real, never want to see it again. They never want to see it again. Violence is traumatic, especially real violence. You see what I'm saying? So I got off on a long ass tangent on that one, but you express yourself, basically express yourself. And, again, you want to avoid violence at all costs, but you always want to express yourself. But again, watch your tongue, control your tongue, because people never forget. Your woman, when you got mad and you lost control of your tongue and you called your girl fat, or you said that your ex is better, or whatever you said to hurt a person, right? Because you were upset, she ain't gonna never forget that. And you'll never live that down. So be mindful. Your homie, when you said that little slick shit about your homie because you got mad, and you threw his bullshit in his face, or you threw his vulnerability in his face, he ain't gonna never forget that. And they're gonna always hold that against you. What you do when you don't control your tongue is you create enemies, man. You create silent enemies. And you got a whole bunch of people waiting on you to fall. As soon as they fall, and as soon as you get weak, they're gonna stick the knife in your back for the kill while you're down and while you're weak. And that's not a situation. You don't want to build that type of energy around you. You understand what I'm saying? Now remember, express yourself, do so tactfully, but be mindful that the energy you put out, it will come back tenfold. The energy that you put out into this world will come back to you tenfold, positive or negative. Positive or negative. Always be mindful of that. Always be mindful of that. MLD, right? Shout out to MLD. And I talked to him. I talked to him about this. I pulled him to the side, like, hey, bro, But lately he's been getting a lot of backlash behind the things that he said and that he did, which is no different than what a lot of people say and do. But he, to me, from my perspective, he was in a place to where he couldn't understand it. Like, he could not understand what was happening and why that was happening like that. And I explained it to him. It's because the type of energy you put out. It's the type of energy you put out. It's the things that you say about people. It's the things that you say about people. It's the way that you handle people. That comes back to you. And so now when you get weak or you have a moment of weakness, all of these people you offended, all of these people who you made upset, all these people who you made feel bad for nothing, right? They want you now. They want a piece of you. And the crusaders, right? The people who feel like they want to take up for these people, or the people who feel like, they want justice for these people, the strong people are going to come after you, and they're going to do everything in their power to make you look bad and make you look like a fool. And I'm not saying that you can't get through that as a person for anybody that's watching, but that's not something that's controllable. You don't have to go through that. You don't have to go through that. You see what I'm saying? But that's because you're not watching the energy you put out. You see what I'm saying? Saying negative things about people unwarranted. Speaking on whatever unwarranted. Saying hurtful shit unwarranted to people. Talking about people and talking about this person or talking about that person unwarranted. Insulting them, whether you mean to do it or not. People want blood for that, bro. And whatever you plant, whatever seed you plant, is going to grow sooner or later. This ain't to, disparage him or nothing like that, but this is the most recent thing. That's the most recent example that I can give. It happened to Myron. It happened to Myron. Back when they first started popping off. He had his disposition was a lot more, he put out the type of energy he put out, and people couldn't wait to see him fall, to take a piece of him out of him. Now, when he bounced back, when he bounced back, he was a lot more, I don't want to say humble, but he was a lot more tactful with the way that he expressed himself. He learned from that. You see what I'm saying? He's a lot more refined and tactful with the way, with the type of energy that he put out into the world. You understand what I'm saying? So just be mindful. And I'm not saying that you're going to be this big content creator, fellas, but just be mindful that the energy you put out, the things that you say about people, the way that you treat people, the way that you respond to people, the energy that you have is going to come back to you. It is definitely going to come back to you tenfold. You can say MLD didn't say anything to warrant all of this attack from all over the fucking place and public ridicule and doxing and, you know, all this shit and hit pieces after hit pieces. And that, like, he didn't, you can say that what he said didn't warrant that, but that's what happens. It comes back tenfold. The negative energy comes back to you from all different angles. And so, you know, I saw him when I didn't see him physically. I'm just saying online and shit. It seemed to me that he didn't really understand that. And I hit him up behind the scenes, like, Dave, this is why this is happening. So, you know, hopefully he listened to me. But, you know, keep people out your, excuse me. The energy you put out there is going to come back tenfold. Now, express yourself tactfully, right? And a part of tactfully is keep people out of your game room. Your game room meaning your plans, your mind, what's going on in your mind, how you feel. That's what we call game room. Your game room. Keep people out of your game room, right? Your game. That is them. Keep people away from that, right? Everybody don't have to know how you feel, right? Everybody don't have to know what's on your fucking mind. You don't have to wear this shit on your fucking sleeve. That make you an easy target. They make you a target. People know how to come at you. People know how to come at you. People are strategizing and plotting on bringing you down. And the more they know, the easier it is for them to, you know, but it's easy because the way you express yourself, you fucking, every time you get mad, you're saying everything. You know about everything. You got an opinion on every fucking thing. You got an opinion on every fucking body. You easily moved. You just wear your shit all over the place. You're expressing yourself, right? Cool. But you're not doing it in a tactful way. And all you're doing is exposing yourself and making the target on your back a lot bigger. And you're making it easier for people to do what they need to do. You know, everybody don't need to know what you're thinking all the time. Like me personally, man, I hate talking about shit outside of the game. I hate talking about that type of shit. Anything outside of the business, anything outside of this ism, this game, gaming you up as a man, I don't like talking about it. I don't like talking because I don't like people to know what I'm thinking. I don't like people to know what I'm feeling. I don't like people to know. I don't like to give people an angle at me. Yeah, it may make me more relatable and, you know, people can connect with me and all that shit. But, you know, that's just the world that I come from, man. I came from a world where you had to keep people out your motherfucking game room. You have to keep people out your fucking business. You have to keep people out of your thoughts. Everybody ain't supposed to know your next thought, your next move. People can calculate you when they can put a post on your emotions and they can put a post on your thoughts. You're an easy target. That's why, again, with MLD, when that shit happened with him, it's nothing for people to make 1 million fucking hit pieces and talk about him for hours and hours and hours because how vocal he is about stuff, about any and everything. So me personally, I carry myself different, and I was taught to be like that. That's how you survive. When with other men, right? Men look at you as like a time bomb, like an uncontrollable time bomb, or a bitch. When you just spilling your feelings all over the place, spilling your thoughts all over the place. Like it's not tactful. You know, respectable men want to be around other men and do business with men who know how to express themselves tactfully, with tact, you know, and get to the point, get their point across, you know, so that there's, you know, as less confusion as possible. With me, when I express myself, I want to get my point across, not so I can hurt you or not to bring you down, so that we can have an understanding. Because after that, we got to go there. You understand? So with me, how I like to deal with things is if I have to express myself, with anybody, I make sure I do it in a way that you understand me. So I'm not coming at you. So, I'm not coming at you. So it's not like, hostile and shit. Like, even if it's something that's, I may feel wrong or violated, I'm going to come at you in a respectful way. That way I'm not playing against your nature. I'm not coming at you with aggression so you can automatically get aggressive back with me. No, I want to be heard and I want to be understood. And so in order to do that, I have to express myself tactfully so that you can understand and so that we can have an understanding. Once we have the foundation of understanding, everything will go a lot smoother for everybody. You see what I'm saying? That's called expressing yourself with tact. But, you don't want you don't want it to be a situation to where you don't want to be the type of guy who's just fucking just a ticking time bomb of thoughts and emotions and shit at every which whim, who expresses himself, but it's very untacky. It's not calculated. It's just, it's like an emotional woman. So you don't want to be that guy. Now, the next key, I talked about this before, but we're gonna go over it again. I'm gonna reiterate it again. Spread game, man. You spread game and not negativity. Real dudes respect men who spread game, man. And not just negative shit, like just spewing negative shit. Always have negative opinions about something. Always focusing on the negative part of society. Always focusing on the negative in people, or the negative in your wife, or the negative in your children, or the negative about your job. Like everything, there's something negative to be said about every fucking thing. Everything has cons. But when that's all you talk about, that's that's all you talk about, that's all you think about, that's all you spread negativity. You're an agent of chaos, and don't nobody respect that. Don't nobody really want to be around that. But other agents of chaos. That's why you see people, you ever see these guys or these women, they always into it with somebody. Like they can never, just always into it. They always have it's always have enemies everywhere. That's because of the type of shit that they spread. They're always looking for something negative. They always spread negative. They always talk about negative. They always talk negative shit. You see, they always criticize, negative criticisms, always negative criticism about people, about society, about whatever. You see what I'm saying? And that ain't what real players do. Now, it's one thing to present something to your following or to present something to people to teach them something. That's one thing, right? But if all you talk about is negativity, people's flaws, negative criticisms of people, then you're an agent of chaos again. You're an agent of destruction. And real men don't respect that. Real men see that in you and they don't respect that. And when they fuck with you, they just gonna use you. If you have any value, people gonna fuck with you because they want to extract value, and they'll give you value in ways to where you don't put a stain on them, but you don't really. When you're an agent of chaos, you're not gonna keep no real lasting friendships. You're not gonna keep no real meaning connections with anybody. You see what I'm saying? Because you're going to fall out with the other agents of chaos. So if you do have a friend, if you're an agent of chaos and you got a friend who's an agent of chaos, you're just going to fall out with him and fight with him. But you'll notice everybody else is going to back away from you at some point. You basically build a fortress around yourself and you isolate yourself. And that's not what you want to do. But don't nobody want to listen to negative shit all the time. Like on my Twitter, my Instagram, I block out all negative shit. If you tweet negative shit, if you talk about negative shit, if all you talk about is single mothers, if all you talk about is fat women, if all you talk about is American modern women, you are muted on my social media. You are muted on my social media, on my Twitter, on my Instagram. I don't know how to mute people on TikTok, but I don't want to see that all day, bro. I mute you. I don't care who you are. I like my feed to be inspiration and beautiful women. I know they tell you, oh, don't follow women on. I think women inspire me. I love women, so I let it inspire me. You understand what I'm saying? So women and inspirational shit and funny shit. That's what I try to have on my social media, because that's what we look at most of the day. And I just don't want to, negativity to get in my brain and just infect me. So if you're always criticizing people, if you're always talking bad about society, if you're always talking bad about this, you're always talking bad about yourself or bad about other people, if that's all you do, I mute it, and I keep as far as a distance. I keep as much distance in between me and those type of people, even in my personal life. So, spread game, bro. Don't be an agent of chaos. Spread game. Don't spread negativity. If you want to be respectable, you want to be a respectful person, spread game. When you look at the most respectful people in this space, when you look at the most respectable men in the world, they're not agents of chaos. They're not. They spread game. They teach people. They uplift people. They inspire people. You don't see them tearing people down. You just don't see it. The most respectable, wealthiest of people who got everything that everybody want, you don't see them spread negativity. They spread game. Spread game, bro, not negativity. Why waste precious time? Right? Why? Think about this. Why would you waste your precious time and energy tearing people down and making other people feel bad about themselves? So says it is a fat person. So what? So what? What if a person is fat? So what? Like, what do you get out of making that person feel bad about themselves? What does that say about you? That you have the time enough to do that? Or that this chick is a single mother? So what? What do you get out of that? Or what do you get out of even worrying about that? You know what I'm saying? How much time does it take to tear people down? How much energy does it take to tear people down? You don't really get a positive return on that. All you get is this. All you're doing is planting negative seeds to come back on you. You want to spread game, the seed of game. You see what I'm saying? So you can get fruitful results. So that tree can sprout. You don't want to plant the seeds of negativity and waste your time tearing people down and making people feel bad about themselves and shit. That just shows what's on the inside of you. If you get a kick out of tearing people down or making feel bad about themselves or, hurting people, if you get a kick out of that, something is wrong with you, bro. Or lady or whoever listening. Something wrong with you if you get a kick out of that. Now, if it's somebody that's doing something wrong, if it's somebody who's done something to somebody, if there's a person who's wronged somebody and, people attack them and they bring that to light, or people go after the person who's wronged somebody or who did something to somebody, or the woman who did something foul to her husband, or the man who did something foul, that's different. But just random people who leave comments, people you interacting with, just to spew your negativity all over the place. What do you get out of that, bro? You see what I'm saying? Real players, man. Again, real players uplift people. They teach, they inspire, they spread game. They don't spread bullshit and negativity. Again, look at look at everybody that you want to be like. Every man that's watching this. Look at every man who you would look up to and aspire to, or aspire to be. They spreading game. They're not spreading negativity. So, and they got there because they planted the seeds of game. When you plant the seeds of negativity, you're gonna bear negative fruit in your life. Trust me, and you're not gonna go far. So, always be mindful of people like that too. You want to always watch people who so negative about everything, right? And that pick on people. You want to watch people that pick on people. Those type of people are typically cowards, right? You don't see people pick on people who stronger than them, who faster than them, who more intelligent than them. Just randomly pick on them. Now you may see people defend themselves against people who stronger, faster, more intelligent, got more money, but you never typically see the bully pick on the kid in class that's confident. And that'll give him a run for his money. He pick on the weak people. That's because they're weak, and that's because they're cowardice. It's cowardice to pick on people who can't and won't defend themselves. That's cowardly. You don't get respect like that. Like in the streets, you don't get respect for, putting your hands on somebody who wouldn't have did nothing to you anyway. You don't get respect for, fucking with people who or fighting somebody who don't want no smoke with you. You don't get respect for that. People look at you like a coward, and that make you a target. When you come from certain environments, man, and it's more, I talk about the streets in a street sense because it's more raw and the consequences are more natural, right? Natural to human behavior. But in an environment like that, when you a guy who picking on people and shit, they get you up out of there. Guys like that don't last. Guys that's the bully and I'm the bully and I'm robbing everybody, I'm doing it. Them people don't last. Them guys like that don't last at all. Guys like that do not last. They get X'd out quick. You put a target on your back when you prey on weak people. You see what I'm saying? You put a target on your back when you prey on weak people, right? And when you are a buster and a coward amongst men, you fuck up the vibe. You fuck up the game. You fuck up the money. You fuck up the system. This is why real dudes get you up out of there when you're a coward. You see, and cowards pick on weak people. So, now there's some instances that you go to prison and you a sucker. People go now in prison, they prey on the weak. I'm not gonna lie. You weak in there, you're gonna get exploited, right? But the only reason, let's say if you in prison and you see a situation where a dude is exploiting a weaker dude, the only reason why that happens is because that's just an environment to where like the threat of violence is just so much. It's just like, you let people, you mind your business basically. I just say that. You just in a place like prison, you have to mind your business because when you don't, you fuck up the flow of shit. So, you typically mind your business. If you don't mind your business, you make shit hot for everybody, right? But, outside of that, typically when you have a situation to where you have a person that's constantly picking on weak people, robbing people and taking shit from people and breaking in civilians' houses, they get X'd out quick. And even in prison, man, if you see a guy, he's doing shit to all different type of people and, he's doing shit to all different type of people and, this is causing bullshit. It's fucking up the flow. It's fucking up the system. It's getting everybody locked down and guards come searching because this guy keep doing this and doing this and doing that. Even then, they're going to get him up out of there. You see what I'm saying? However that's going to be. But, it's typically, in that case, I'm talking about prison, but even then it's not okay to prey on weak people, but that's an environment to where you see it. But even then, people are doing it in a way that it don't affect everybody else. You see what I'm saying? But Anyway, I went off on a long tangent, man, but you know, you don't want to be the bully, man, because typically the bully is the coward, and men don't respect cowards. You know, you want to be a respectable man. You want to be a real one. Real ones don't bully people. Real ones don't pick on weak people. You know. Nah, a real one may see an opportunity, or a real one may see, you know, when he can come up and, you know, maybe run circles around somebody who's not as smart or weaker. That's cool. But to pick on and hurt and all that shit, nah, man. Nah, man. Real ones don't pick on the weak. They don't prey on the weak. They don't bring the weak down. They don't bully people, you know. But that's different from you being smarter than everybody else and you capitalizing off of that. You see what I'm saying? That's a lot different. But anyway, the last one, and I'm gonna get up out of here. The last one, I'm gonna get up out of here. Keep your fucking word. Keep your word. Always keep your word, man. Your word is everything, and everything you said you do, you did it. Couldn't talk about it if you didn't live it. Shout out to Jay-Z. Your word is your bond. Your word is all you have. If you don't have nothing else, you have your word. Always keep your word, right? And that's not just with men, that's with everybody, right? Let me give you an example, or let me paint this in a relationship context, right? And when I say keep your word, I don't just mean like if you tell somebody or if you promise somebody you're gonna take them to the, you know, give them some money, you know, then you got to give them some money. I mean, like, even like if you threaten somebody, even if you know what I'm saying, you threaten somebody or you give somebody an ultimatum and shit, like, you have to uphold that. You have to keep your word. That's a part of keeping your word. When we hear keep your word, we tend to think, oh, well, you promised somebody something good and you didn't deliver, and then that makes you look like a clown. That's not the only thing that makes you look like a clown. If you tell a man, I'm going to slap you if you call me a bitch again, and he called you a bitch and you don't slap him, that make you look like a clown. So keep your word. Watch what come out of your mouth. If you promise somebody something, you better over deliver. If you promise somebody negative or positive or negative, if you promise somebody something, over deliver. But back to what I was saying in the context of a relationship, if you tell your woman, hey, if you disrespect me again, I'm walking away. If she disrespects you again and you don't walk away, she's going to look at you like a clown. And the disrespect is going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. You have to keep your word if you want to be respected. And this is one that I've always struggled with women, right? Because I don't hold grudges. Right. I typically don't hold grudges. Like, once I get it out of my system, I'm cool again. So it may be a situation to where we get into it and, you know, a chick may have, I mean, not nowadays, I'm not, you know, I'm firm on it now, but I'm saying back in the days, I struggle with that. Like, we may get into a situation and I may feel violated or disrespected. And it's like, oh, you try me like that, I'm telling you, I'm getting up out of here. Right. And so once you calm down, it's just like, oh, okay, whatever, you let it go. But what happens is that woman saw that you didn't keep your word, and it's just going to whatever you didn't like, they're just going to keep doing it. There's no incentive to not express themselves or not do what they did, because all you're going to do is yell at them and threaten them and shit. So when you promise somebody something, when you promise your girl, if you do that again, your ass going on the bench. You do that again, we're going to have to take a break. You do that again, you're going to have to go home. When you promise her that, you have to deliver. Or you're going to look like a clown and a man who don't keep his word. When you promise your girl something good, you have to deliver. When you promise your boss something, you got to deliver. When you promise your homie something, you have to deliver. You always want to make sure that you always keeping your word. What they say, under promise and over deliver. And be careful, guys, when you're dealing with men. I see a lot of you guys making threats to people. I see it in the comments. I see it on videos back and forth. Be careful, man. Be careful. There's some people, when you tell them that you're going to do something to them, you're going to have to do it to them when they see you. You understand? I come from that world, like where you're gonna do something to somebody, you better just do it. Because if you tell them, all right, be here when I get back, or I'm gonna catch you when I catch you, and all that threatening people shit, what's gonna happen when they see you and you got your motherfucking kid with you and you slipping, or when you with your mama? What if they really on that? Or what if they really fear for their life? Your ass out of there and you don't even see it coming. You see what I'm saying? Or what happened when you see them and they confront you and you don't do nothing about it because you scared? You was just wolfing. Now you're going to look like a clown and a buster to everybody. So just be mindful when you get upset and all this shit and you making promises to do, all right, I'm going to catch you when I see you. And then when y'all see each other, y'all chop it up and it ain't that. And it's, oh, well, we decided to be cool and we just going to, nah, bro. You know? Oh, well, I didn't mean it like that. I was mad and upset. Nah, I don't hear that shit now. You know, you're going to run into people who don't want to hear none of that peace. And, you know, if some men that you're going to run across, man, and you have conflicts with, when it's up, it's stuck. I know y'all know what that means. When it's up, when that shit go up, it's stuck. Meaning it's only one way to settle this. You know what I'm saying? So just be mindful, man. If you're not, you know, if you're not sure that you can deliver on your promises, just don't make them, negative or positive. Whether you threatening somebody's life, whether you threatening somebody with physical violence, or you promising somebody some money, or promising them an opportunity, or promising them you're gonna call them, or promising them you're gonna get on their podcast or whatever. Just be mindful of that. You want to make sure you're always keeping your word, because that's all you have at the end of the day. You can take everything else from you. You got your word. You got what come out of your mouth. And that's bond. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, guys, that's been my time here. You know, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you guys want to follow me, not if you guys, you need to be following me on all social media platforms. King Dreism, KingDreism on all social media platforms. KingDreism. Go follow me on my shit right now, especially on Instagram. Send me a message. Whatever whatever social media platform. All right, I gotta everybody that hear this, if you made it to the end of this, if you're not in the Players Club, go follow me. Make sure you following me right now. Right? Send me a message and say, hey, I'm following you like you asked me to do on the podcast. And I'll send you a link to join the Players Club for 2 weeks for free. I'll give you 2 weeks into the Players Club for free. Just send me a message. Say, I heard your podcast. I followed you. What's up with that? So, King Dreism on all platforms. If you want to catch the long form podcast or Apple, Spotify, or YouTube, type in King Dre or the Captain Saver Bro Show. King Dre or the Captain Saver Bro Show, and I come right up. Make sure you leave me a review. Make sure you leave me rate the show 5 stars, because this is 5-star game. And on YouTube, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you can get this good player shit fresh off the press. Also, guys, my free training, my free class, 3 secrets to make a woman fall in love with you. If you're tired of the bullshit, you can't keep women around for a long time, you always get ghosted, your marriage and your relationship is sexless, I will give you 3 secrets, 3 tips during this class that when you implement, they're very easy to implement. When you implement them, you'll see immediate results. I can guarantee you that. Go to howtomakeawomanfallinlovewithyou.com or click the link that's in the chat. Click the link that's in the bio. Click the link that's in the description. Wherever you see this video at, there's going to be a link to take you there. Or send me a message on Instagram that says secrets, and I will get you registered. But anyway, guys, that's been my time. This is none other than your gracious game advisor, yours truly, King Dre. I'm gone.